Hello and welcome to yet another video. Thank you for hopping on here, but more so thank you for taking action and being the hero of your story this year around. I know you want to see changes happen, so you're in the right place because in this video today I'm going to direct you on how you can start making those changes that you want and that you need this year to live that healthy lifestyle. So keep watching this video because I'm going to give you 3 tips that will make a huge impact on your life. So hello from me and Nori-chan, and welcome to my videos. My name is Michelle. This is Nori, and in this video today, as the topic says, we are going to talk about the 3 tips or 3 action steps that you can take to live a healthier lifestyle. Oh, Nori didn't survive coming up on that couch. Okay, Nori, good job. So, yes, we're going to talk about the 3 tips to live a healthier lifestyle. So, without holding on any longer, you know why you want to live a healthier lifestyle. There's no need for me to cover as to why you should be living a healthier lifestyle. I'm just going to get right into it so that we're not wasting any time. Now also make sure to stay to the very end because the last tip is the one that's probably the most important tip of them all, and it will surprise you that it is actually one of the tips that's necessary to living a healthier lifestyle. But I found this to be super important with myself and even my clients in order for them to continuously see changes and make habit changes in their life. So let's not hold on any longer. Tip number 1. Tip number 1 is to perform physical activity daily. Now this sounds like a lot maybe, right? And you're thinking like, how the hell am I going to get to the gym every day? And that's not what I mean at all. If you've not been to the gym whatsoever last year or near the end of the year and you want to build back a routine, the idea of going in there even 4 or 5 times a week might seem overwhelming and a lot for you, especially if you've never been at all. What I mean by physical activity daily is doing something small every day. And the whole idea behind this is that this eventually compounds, and this will allow you to then take bigger actions, like eventually going to the gym a certain amount of times a week. So what does this look like? It could mean going for a 10-15 minute walk outside. It could mean doing a stretch in the morning every day. It could mean doing 5 minutes of physical activity, like picking up a 5-minute workout on YouTube or picking up one of my workouts, link is above there, and doing that workout for 5 minutes every day. And the whole idea is that eventually those 5 minutes or 10 minutes is gonna turn into something more. If you add up 5 minutes every day of the week, that is 35 minutes. That's quite a bit, right? And eventually your body and your mind will get used to that and you'll want to naturally do more because you're going to start to see changes happening. And once changes start to happen, that's when things get a little bit more addictive. That's when you start to get even more motivated and driven to make even bigger changes. So tip number 2 is you want to be conscious of your food intake. And so what does this look like? I'm not saying you have to go and you have to count your calories. I'm not saying you have to weigh everything. What I'm saying is that if you want to start out developing habits around eating healthier, being conscious could just mean making sure that you are making an effort to realize of the foods that you are intaking. How many processed foods are you intaking? How many vegetables and fruits are you eating? How much protein are you eating throughout the day? Learning about the foods too. So if I say protein and you have no idea what protein is, then making the conscious effort to learn about what protein is. Be it that it's like meats, be it that it's egg, yogurt, be it that it's tofu, lentils, beans, right? So learning about those things. Now the next step then would be to make sure that you incorporate more of certain foods. right? So if you notice that your protein intake is very, very minimal, which is something that should be your number one on the list, then you want to increase your protein intake. And there's so many reasons as to why. So if you want to know why you want to increase your protein intake and you want more information on that, then be sure to comment down below and let me know, and I'll make a video on that. So once you've increased your protein intake, the next step that I would suggest is increasing and paying attention to your vegetable and fruit intake. There's so many nutrients in there as well, and there are things that keep our hormones functioning. There are things that give us energy. There are things that detox our body, and that's why it's important to intake those things. And more than anything, it's also filled with a lot of water. I think the crucial step behind making changes in our diet and our nutrition is to not have the idea of taking things out, but instead thinking of substituting and adding more of. So adding more of whole foods in will naturally make you take out processed food in order to make room for those whole foods, because you can only eat so much throughout the day. So by doing so, you're gonna see those changes happening in your nutrition, and lo and behold, in your energy and the way you look and feel. Okay, so now the most important tip of them all, tip number 3, is to reward yourself. Yeah, reward yourself. And now this sounds so counterintuitive maybe to you, and maybe it sounds like, what does that have to do with anything to do with building healthy habits and building those lifestyle changes? But rewarding yourself throughout your journey is so crucial, and that's what keeps you going. If you start to develop healthy habits, you have to tell your mind that those things are good things, and the way we do that is through rewards. Now, the way we reward ourselves looks different for everyone. It could be at the end of the day, you reward yourself with a treat for eating well throughout the day, right? But a controlled treat. Or at the end of the week, you reward yourself with a meal that you've been wanting and craving because you've been eating so well throughout the week. Or you reward yourself by relaxing and lounging or taking a long bath for having worked out throughout the week. Whatever it looks like for you. Your rewards do not have to be food. They can be anything you love. So I reward myself sometimes with food, but you can reward yourself by calling up a friend, or you can reward yourself by taking that bath that I mentioned, or you can reward yourself by buying clothes for how far you've come and buying new workout clothes so you feel good, or buying the makeup that you wanted to buy. And the whole point is that you're trying to intrinsically tell yourself that what you have done is a good thing. Now, the best way to practice rewards is when you're trying to practice building in new habits. And I always tell my clients, do not reward yourself until you've committed that new habit. And you want to do this all the time, not just once. You want to do this every time you practice a new habit. So it's going to be something small sometimes. And to me, a reward doesn't even have to be something huge. It could just be you continuing to do what you would normally do. So let's say you're very used to having your coffee in the morning. And to you, your coffee has become a reward for you getting out of bed. Now, let's say you want to incorporate a new habit, and you know that drinking water is super, super important and beneficial for you. So instead of drinking coffee right away, you want to hold off on the coffee a little bit, drink your glass of water first, and then have that coffee as your reward. And you'd be surprised that if you do this every single morning, what's going to end up happening is that drinking that water will become your new habit. And that only happens because you've rewarded yourself with that coffee every single time. So think about anything else that you're trying to incorporate, be it movement, right? Let's say you want to go for a walk. After going for a walk, only then can you turn on the TV and watch a show. That would be your reward. Even though that's part of your routine already, you want to reward yourself with something that's part of your routine already so that you can incorporate that new habit in there as well. And so if you found this super, super helpful, which I hope you did. Please do give this video a thumbs up so I know that you're enjoying the videos and so I bring you more videos. And also please do hit the subscribe button so that way I know that you're following along, and so that way you can get notified every time one of my videos do come out. And if you haven't already, do download our 5-minute formula for better workouts, which is what I mentioned in tip number 1. Just taking minimal action every day and you will see tremendous change. So thank you again for hopping on and watching this video and for making that change in your life, and I will see you in the next one.